Thank you, Leader Schumer. Thank you, Chair Murray. Appropriations Committee Chair Murray, thank you so much for how hard you fight for American families, for our veterans, for our freedoms, and to Leader Schumer for the steady hand you've shown at this critical moment in the world. I chair the Subcommittee of Appropriations that funds all of our diplomacy and development assistance. Our bill came out of the Senate Appropriations Committee with a very strong bipartisan vote. I'm just going to briefly emphasize that we are at a moment in several different places around the world where our development assistance, our support for the safety and security of our diplomats and our development professionals is absolutely critical. We need to pass and send to the President's desk the appropriations bill that will fund our State Department and USAID, but we also need to pass the supplemental. It passed the Senate with a 70-vote bipartisan margin. In that is $9 billion for critically needed humanitarian aid. There is a lot of focus, as there should be, on the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, on the profound needs of the people of Ukraine. But there's a dozen other places around the world, from Sudan to Haiti, where there are similar humanitarian crises that are not on the front page and that also pose huge risks of instability and loss of life, and where the United States has an important role to play. Like Senator Schumer, I also met earlier today with a hostage family. I met with John and Rachel Goldberg Poland, whose son Hirsch has also been a hostage now for 158 days, I believe, held by Hamas beneath Gaza. There are reports that there is a possibility of a hostage deal if Hamas is subject to more clear pressure by some of our partners and allies in the region, by Qatar in particular. We have sent strong and forceful signals, leaders here in the Senate, to the Israeli government and to Hamas through the Qatari government. This is the moment for them to deliver a badly needed release of the remaining American hostages, the remains of those hostages who've been killed, to allow the Red Cross in to assess the remaining hostages, and for there to be a humanitarian pause to the fighting in Gaza. The month of Ramadan should be a month where the fighting ceases, where Hamas releases hostages, and where humanitarian relief can get in. But Qatar needs to apply appropriate pressure to Hamas now in order to get them to the table and to get this deal done. Last, there was a lot of talk in the House about the urgency of passing, I think it was a TikTok ban, in order to secure the United States against the PRC. I think the most pressing challenge we face in terms of the world viewing the United States as a reliable security partner is whether or not we keep our commitment to Ukraine, whether or not we keep our commitment to Israel, whether or not we keep our commitment to Taiwan, whether or not we keep our commitments to dozens of security, development, and diplomatic partners around the world, and deliver badly needed humanitarian aid. The House has the chance to step up on all of these issues in the days ahead, and it's my hope and prayer that they will, and that we will move forward on the path that was just laid out by Leader Schumer and Chair Murray. Thank you.
Questions, folks? Yes, ma'am.
You would be working with